Praise to God.
Amen. All right now.
For it is only by His grace that I can stand here today. Amen. I'd like to thank one of my baby boys for that introduction. And to Reverend Johnson and Reverend Fullwood and Sister Johnson, my sister. Reverend Johnson, Kirk Has came home one Sunday evening and he was so excited. And he said, "Mama, I like it down there." "Oh, well." He said, "I like it." And he said, and Reverend Johnson, he's got a spirit kind of like Daddy. And then I said, if he's got a spirit like your daddy, then he is some kind of a man. Yeah. All right. All right. And I said, "Hope well, y'all got yourselves something. Y'all got yourselves something. Because the spirit of Charles King and Lonnie Johnson don't exist everywhere. And it does not exist often.
Tell the truth.
They were well, I'll tell you about Rev King. He was an outstanding man. He knew what it was to be he denied himself. A man who would work at Tyler Pike for 20-some years and pastor a church full time. I saw him work 12-hour days, come home, get 2 hours of sleep, get up, take a bath, and be ready to head to a revival in the country. To get out of the revival by 10:30 or 11 o'clock, go back home, get a couple hours of sleep, and be ready to head to Tyler Pike at 2 o'clock. Now, I'm not talking about sometime. I'm talking about this was a lot of the time.
All right now.
And he said he did it.
Come on now. All right.
Because he wanted to be an asset to the church. He said, "I don't want to be a burden to the church." He said, "Now, I've got 5 children. And he said, I know that the churches right now is not able to pay me what I need to make it with my 5 children. So I'm going to get up and go to Tyler Pike every morning that the Lord blesses me and gives me the strength to do it." And that's what he did. And that was a testimony to me. That he was willing to give that much of himself. And he would have to ask this boss of his if he could get off and do funerals. And the boss hurt his feelings one day. The boss told him, "You've got to decide whether you're going to work here at Tyler Pike or whether you're going to be a preacher." He said, tears rolled down his eyes, and he turned his back and he said, "I'm going to continue to do both. As long as I can." Because they didn't want him asking to leave to go to funerals and things. So my God has been good. And last February the 21st, the Lord called him home. And a large part of me left. I didn't think that I could make it. And there were days when I didn't want to make it. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to eat. And then I remembered back on some times in our younger years when we would talk about death. And he would say to me, and he'd say, "Baby, I'm going first." I said, "You don't know that. I might go first." He said, "No, I'm going first, and I want to go first." And I said, "Why do you want to go first?" He said, "Because, baby, I wouldn't be any good without you." He said, "I would be lost without you." And I said, "What about me? How you think I'm going to be without you?" And he looked at me and he said, "You'll be all right." So then I told him, we had boys, about 4 boys, and they were all teenagers. place and acting crazy, getting tickets and all that kind of stuff. I said, you just make me one promise. Don't you go nowhere till we get these boys grown. You stay right here. And we get these boys grown, then we'll be all right.
It's all right.
But he was so right. And you go down to your very fiber of your being and you pray to God, and God will bring you through what you never thought you could get through.
All right.
In your most lonesome hours, you call on him. And you just say, help me, Lord. Give me strength. For now I am so weak. And some days I say, I am so lonesome without you, baby. And I say, I miss you, sweetheart. And that voice comes back to me again saying, you'll be all right. And I continue to remember that I will be all right. And the other day, I went to the doctor's office, and I was sitting in the doctor's office, and there was this lady in there in a wheelchair, and the guy who was the phlebotomist came in, and he said, okay, I'm going to take some blood from you, ma'am. And he said, I want to get it from your lower legs, your lower extremities, because we want to see how your blood flow is. And she told him, she said, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to get any blood, because I've got ulcers on my legs. And he said, well, where are they? She said, starting at my knees all the way down to my ankles. And there was another lady sitting across from me, and I looked at her and she looked at me, and I told her, the only thing I can say is that we need to be grateful. Amen. Be grateful. Yes. Be grateful. Because when you're feeling sorry for yourself, and things are I'm not going okay, but you can always look and find somebody worse off than you. And you say, be grateful. And I think about my life, and I say, I've had some trials, and I've had some tribulations, but this last trial almost wiped me out. It almost took me, but it didn't, for the grace of the Lord. He kept me here. He kept me here, and it was kind of funny, because after Rev passed every day, and I'm going to get started, every day I would cry.
Take your time.
And I'd say, I want to go and be with my husband. I want to go and be with my husband. I don't want to stay here. It's just not, life is just not what it is without him. I was married to him for 42 years, and we've known each other since we were 13, since I was 13 years old. We were connected at the hip. He was my soulmate. And so one day, I was sitting at my table in my dining room, and all of a sudden I felt funny, and my left leg started going up and down, and I couldn't stop it, and I put my hand there, and I was trying to hold it, it just kept going up and down, and my body started jerking, and I said, Lord, what's going on? I said, now, Lord, I said I wanted to go be with him, but I say, not yet, Lord. I say, not yet, Lord. And I say, give me just a little bit more time. I got some things I need to straighten out. And my body just kept jerking, and I was just jerking. I was having a full-fledged seizure. And I had my medical alert button on, and I was jerking, but I managed to get this left hand over there, and I pushed that button. And I heard that machine go off in the bedroom saying, emergency, Deborah King at 118 East 25th. And you could hear him talking in the background. By then, I had fallen out the chair. I was flat on the floor. And I could just hear the machine. And they got there, and they got me to the hospital. But I say, sometimes we think we ready to go. We ain't ready. See, I'm crying and saying I want to go to Rev, but I ain't ready yet. I ain't just ready yet. And my son-in-law told me one morning, he said, Mama, come on and eat breakfast. My some sausage. And I said, Gerard, I just don't want to eat. I just want to go be with Daddy. He said, Mama, eat your